inspired a lot of people, me included. I had the opportunity to meet up with Olympic gold medal swimmer Amy Van Dyken-Ruin on Thursday. I met her in Colorado, where she's at Craig Hospital recovering from that ATV accident that left her paralyzed. She talked to us exclusively. She told us about, on the day of the accident, not knowing if she would survive, she said her goodbyes to her husband, and when she woke up from surgery, she was smiling and laughing and ready for a new life.
I am now paralyzed. I am now disabled, and I am now paraplegic, and although I aim to not be one day, that's what I am.
Amy Van Dyken-Ruin is a woman with an unbreakable spirit. We got the news of her tragedy just weeks ago. She was left paralyzed after a near-fatal ATV accident, and in the days since, she's inspired many of us with her optimism and grace.
Man, I'm so thankful to be alive.
And now Amy takes on a new challenge, undergoing intense physical therapy, yet still smiling through the pain. How long are you in here each day?
I am working basically from right now 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Right.
You gotta make sure you're okay, right? The noodle.
Question, yeah.
I got hit pretty hard, so we gotta make sure we're good. It's a setback. That's all it is. And then we're gonna rock and roll. You know me.
And we do. As a two-time Olympian, Amy made history, winning a total of 6 gold medals at the Atlanta and Sydney Games. She lives in Sholo, Arizona with her husband, Tom Ruin, a former Denver Broncos football player. A couple of weeks ago, they were out to dinner on a night much like any other, when life took a dramatic turn. You don't remember a thing?
I don't. We were at dinner. We were having a great dinner at the country club, and it was lovely. I remember I had the trout. You had a hamburger.
Always.
I remember getting up from my seat, and that's where it ends.
Fill in the blanks for me, Tom, between what she remembers standing up from dinner and what you then saw.
You know, I went over it thousands of times in my head. She took off, and then I thought, that sounds like a lot of accelerator. And I turned, and then it was just 1 second, and she was over. And, yeah, it's a tough thing to get out of your mind, you know. She wasn't moving. She wasn't breathing.
Is it hard to hear it?
It's very hard, and the reason it's hard is not because I got hurt. It's because of what he had to see, what he had to do. And for 5 days, he didn't sleep. He didn't eat. The thing is, he doesn't like to see me like this, but I like to see him like that.
Amy's injuries were devastating, nearly fatal. She had severed her spine and was airlifted to a level 1 trauma center in Scottsdale. Doctors rushed her to surgery.
And the doctor was telling you how close he was going to have to go to your aorta?
Mm-hmm.
And that you might not survive surgery. And for some reason, what jumped into your mind was Tom.
Yes. Yeah, I wanted to tell him that if I don't make it, like, live your life and, you know, move on.
And for you, what was it like to hear those words come out of her mouth at that particular time?
It was tough, you know, and one of the things that I told her was if she wanted to, if all this was too much and she wanted to go, she could go. And I'd understand.
Mm-hmm. And that was tough to hear. But it was also, Matt, a challenge. Right?
Here we go with the challenges.
Right? Don't tell me I can't do something. Don't tell me to give up.
Amy says she's found strength in family. Her parents, Becky and Don, who were at every Olympic competition with her and have been by her side every day.
At some point, I would imagine the thought crossed both your minds that if anybody can get through this, it's our daughter Amy.
She's a strong girl. She's a really strong girl.
She came out of surgery. We were there in the recovery room. She came out and she woke up and she saw us and she said, "Dad, now I can race you in our wheelchairs."
To walk again, Amy faces daunting odds, but she's determined to make progress every day.
Where's the pain?
In the incision site, but other than that, I'm so lucky. If it would have been up a few vertebrae, I wouldn't have the use of my hands.
You love to set goals.
Mm-hmm.
And so what's your goal?
My ultimate goal is, in August, to walk out of here.
It's that same fierce determination, that fighting spirit that won her a shelf filled with Olympic gold medals that she'll now have to return to.
Your mom told me when you were a little girl, you sucked as a swimmer.
Oh, yeah.
And yet you set your sights on becoming something special.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, did you.
Right.
And so now you're setting your sights on something else special.
Yeah, exactly. Because right now, I suck at getting out of my chair. Just like I sucked at swimming. This is a new challenge, and I'm taking it head on. I'm not afraid of it. I welcome it. And, you know, this is more than just for a gold medal. This is for my life, our life. And so, you know, I'm here and I'm working as hard as I can for that.
And since surgery, she's been able to get some sensation moving a little bit below her belly button. She says it's sporadic, but it gives her hope that she may regain some feeling in her legs one day.
I mean, just to be in the presence of someone whose spirit is so strong.
It was amazing. I watched her in that rehabilitation room, the physical therapy room, and there were a lot of other patients there with their families, and you could tell that they all looked up to her. And as they passed her in the hall in their wheelchairs, she'd go by. They'd say, "Hey, Amy, how are you? Hang in there." She'd go, "Hang in." She's amazing.
And you were saying her doctors said that her training really has helped her in her rehabilitation.
She's an elite athlete, and she was in really good shape right before this happened, so she's got great upper body strength, and that's helping her a lot maneuver in some ways that take a lot of other patients a lot longer.
You think about this, it's not like she's had months to reflect on this.
Right.
This just happened.
Days.
Incredible.
She is.
We're going to hear more from Amy coming up in our next half hour, including what she says it feels like to be back in the pool as part of her rehab.
Coming up and trending a bit later on, how often do you